If you've ever wondered why you can't get your dog to play with you, whether it's with food or whether it's with toys, these are the biggest mistakes I most often see. So if you're ready, let's dive in. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you're notified every time a new video is released. If you're looking to find out ways to get a connection with your dog that your friends would envy, then the secret to getting that enviable connection all starts with interactive play. Do it right and the sky's the limit. So the first and one of the most biggest mistakes is that you're playing the wrong game. If you play the wrong style of play that your dog doesn't like at all, then you'll lose connection, they'll lose interest, and they might even start to do sort of different things. They seemed to be fairly happy a minute ago. I started playing this game and now they're sniffing over there, or they're chewing the grass, or they're chasing a leaf, or they're going to say hello to a passerby. You know, everything but actually connect with you. So the best thing to do, take time to watch your dog. Do they like things that move? Do they like things that flutter? Do they like to chase things? Do they like to grab things? Do they like to carry things or bring things back? Just have a look at what they love to do and start to tap into the thing that you think they look like they like doing the best. That's a great start point. It's that first foot in the door to get your play on the right track. If you start with a style of play they really don't enjoy, then you will struggle. The temptation is just to persevere with that, when actually there's really no need to. You could just tap into the thing they love most, and then that'll lead you into other areas of play that they love. The next biggest mistake is that we don't play for long enough. Sometimes if our dogs get overly excited, we do need to keep it fairly short. But what can commonly be the case that we just keep it too short and we just don't get the enjoyment and engagement in that interactive play, whatever that is for you and your dog. When you learn how to play better so that you can engage a bit longer, those skills can really develop your play so that it can grow into a really enjoyable interactive experience for both you and your dog. There are skills that you can totally learn and make interactive play with your dog way, way better than it currently is. And if I was giving you my advice of where to spend time and effort with your dog, it would be to improve those skills. If you can play really well with your dog, honestly, it can change everything. The next biggest mistake is really, really common, and that is coming into play with the wrong energy levels. Depending on your dog, depends on how this affects them. But if your dog is shy, maybe anxious or worried, if you come into play really exuberant, really overexcited, it can really put a shy, anxious dog off. Equally, if you've got a really confident, high energy dog, you can get too exciting for a hyper excited dog. So if your dog doesn't need really much encouragement to get excited, you want to stay somewhere in the middle, and your dog will bring its own energy to the game. So it's all about keeping a balance. The next biggest mistake is rules, when you need them and when you don't. And what I will say as a rule of thumb is, if you've got a high energy dog that has trouble with self-control and being able to respond when they get really, really excited, then your dog is going to need some rules. If your dog is at the other end of the scale, where they may be more shy, a little bit more anxious, not so confident, then I would leave rules out of it for the time being until they build the confidence. At some point down the line, you might need to add some rules in for a dog that has now become much more confident and now can engage in play with you, but actually you can leave it till further down the line. The next biggest mistake is too much pressure. You put yourself under pressure, but you also put your dog under pressure. You think they should be playing with me now and they should be playing this type of game, and we try and we put more and more pressure on, and the next thing is the next day the toy comes out and the dog's like, I think I'll just go over here. And very quickly, you start to put yourself under pressure and also your dog under pressure. When you take pressure off yourself and lift the pressure completely and change the way you think about what needs to be done and what doesn't need to be done, because more often than not, the pressure that you put yourself under gets in the way of pretty much everything that you do. And it can really hamper success in general with your dog. As soon as you get rid of the pressure, when you get a bit more clarity on the more important things that you need to focus on and allow things to evolve, because at the end of the day, what's the rush? Take your time, remove the pressure. The next biggest mistake is that we play in a way that really doesn't feel natural and it doesn't have a natural flow to it. So there is a little bit of an art, and there's definitely skills involved and skills that you can learn in building an amazing way to play that feels like you're actually connected and engaged with your dog and they're engaged and connected with you. But like I said earlier, it's definitely worth investing the time in learning how to play in a way that feels natural and just flows. That's when you start to feel a proper connection. If that's you, let me know in the comments below. So the next biggest mistake is often overlooked, and that is pain. If your dog is in any pain at all, whether it's in their teeth, whether it's in their joints, whether it's anywhere on their body, they're feeling unwell, just not firing on all cylinders and they just don't feel great, then you might have a dog that has previously played really well, but all of a sudden switches off it. And there's something changed. Something has changed pretty quickly. If that happens, then my first go-to is just check that it's not an early sign of something wrong, some pain, some sort of illness. Give them a thorough physical check over the body gently. If you feel any heat or if you feel any kind of tension or twitching, or if they move away because they're trying to protect maybe an area of their body that's particularly sore, then that's a good sign that there's something not quite right. Check their teeth, check their pads, check their feet, check their nails. Anything at all can easily lurk and be often overlooked. So if you get any sudden kind of change where things have been going great and all of a sudden they're not, make sure they are 100% and they're not struggling with any kind of pain issues. And of course, if you're concerned at all, then always get them checked out by your vet. And the last one is that the play is not interactive. So in my mind, there's 3 types of play. There's solo play, where your dog amuses themselves on their own. There's dog-dog play, where perhaps you've got multiple dogs and actually they spend some time playing together in an interactive way with each other, but you're not involved in that situation. And then there's interactive play. When I talk about interactive play, I'm talking about interactive play with you, specifically with you, where you and your dog engage in a cooperative style of play together. Interactive play is the #1 way to build a connection with your dog. It's what we did with police dogs to start off the relationship. And in fact, if you haven't seen it already, check out the video on the 3 essentials to building rock solid foundations. So those are the biggest mistakes I see when people really struggle to get their dogs to play. So if any of those are you, let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video and want to go a bit deeper, I've got a free training. Click on the link in the description below and you can register free for that web class. And if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to hit the subscribe button and click the bell to make sure you're notified when any new videos are released. And I'll see you in the next video.